Welcome back to another edition of the Good Countdown. You're like, what? This is part 2 this week? Yeah, it's part 2. We switched up the view a little bit. It's not Thanksgiving anymore. This time of year, everyone's putting their decorations up now. They're taking this time to get ready for the holiday season. Maybe you went out and you went gift shopping for somebody. If you got it like that, if you had time to hit those sales. But for me, this Sunday, it just means Bucks are back. And just like that, our main co-host is back.
Hey.
Syl ABDUL, what's good, homie?
Hey, it's officially, well, it's been official, but it's officially Mariah season, actually.
Oh,
Mariah Carey season. But you're going to hear that song every day for the next month straight. But also, we here at Syl Nation Sports Network. We are disruptors of any media we choose, and we here again. Shout out to everybody.
Hell yeah, bro. That's the best way to put it. Nah. Dude, as I'm doing your intro every week, I'm wondering how the fuck I'm gonna actually introduce you. So that's off of the top of the dome every week. I'm like, all right, how do I bring Syl into this?
That's perfect, man.
But yeah, bro, we are the disruptors, man. We don't and Mikey had the best way of putting it. I think it was like a year ago, maybe longer than that, but he called you guys troublemakers. And that's exactly what you guys are, bro.
They thought we was playing. Like I said, we're not asking for a seat. We're creating our own table. That's what we're doing.
Right. That famous cliche saying, we don't ask permission, we just ask forgiveness. And sometimes we don't even ask for that.
But much love, like I said, people are really supporting what we're doing. And this is like the whole network. That includes the Cool Table and what y'all doing. And it was really good seeing that Thursday show. I got a chance, as I was surfing for some plates, I tuned in to you and Necron. And that was probably the biggest countdown show you did, man. So, that was awesome to see, man.
I appreciate that, bro. Yeah, and speaking of that co-host, we got the co-host in the chat, the former co-host. We'll have to bring you back for the Christmas edition, bro. Whenever we do that, we could just have Necron for all the holidays. But yeah, man, that was a lot of fun. It was unexpected to see everybody there. Honestly, I was just like, yo, I want to do this because I know there's games today, and I got time in the morning. So I'm the football show, like I gotta do it, and it worked out, man. It worked out.
There we go, man. That's what happens, man. You find, you're seeing where that engagement's coming from, man. You got something going, man. This is cool.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Well, I gotta thank you, obviously, too, for helping me along the way and getting other people here that normally wouldn't be here. Like, oh, why would I go see Austin? Oh, well, at least Syl's there. Like, I like Syl. Probably how it started. But yeah, dude, I'm just trying to. For this whole time, my entire life, that's all I've watched is sports. So, like, why not lend it to people especially in our community, who might like sports but don't know the NFL that well because they're probably from a different country and they like different sports. And this is one of the most exciting games in the world. For me, it's the most exciting game. I mean, like, you have literally a setup, an apex, like a lull, and every single play. And I think that's why it's so exciting. And I'm glad that we were able to join forces at the beginning of this season and freaking go together and start the Syl Nation Sports Network. I mean, y'all can see it down there, SNSN. We're only growing, man. I can't wait for XFL too. Woo!
Yeah.
We got shit coming up, homie. All I want for Christmas is more football, bro.
I got a good feeling about XFL, man. Just a feeling, man. Like, I think it's gonna be a cool experience, man.
Oh yeah, I haven't even picked my team yet because I'm still doing some research. I don't want to hone down on somebody and then like have a catastrophic, knock on wood, catastrophic injury or something happen to the team that I want. Like, how many backups do they have in the XFL?
Yeah, I went strictly regional because I was like, okay, St. Louis, not too far from Kentucky. So I was like, and then they got AJ McCarron, the quarterback. I think.
Oh, right.
Guy. So I was like, okay, they got something cooking there. So I because I may try to actually go to a game. You know what I'm saying? If it's close by. So
Yeah, dude, that's gonna be hype. I would visit San Antonio and see Necron and go to a game there. Because he said he'd go to a game too. But
Oh yeah.
With all that being said,
tour. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Exactly. He says, "I'm gonna go to a game, yeah, because I can afford it." Like these fucking NFL tickets, like $300 a pop. But JCJ, man, thanks for being here. Let's see the slips. What you got today? Let us know. He just missed some of his parlays because of Tony Pollard on Thursday. I was keeping track. I was having a little fun.
Money James,
bro. We got Mama Bear here. We got our Mama Bear keeping things under wraps. She said, "All I want for Christmas is never hear that song again."
Mariah season, man. I'm telling you, bro.
And Christmas shoes, she says, and Christmas shoes. No, we'll probably get you the shoes, but I don't know about Mariah, bro. She's a staple. Oh, and Necron saying hi to everybody. He goes, "Yeah, I came so close on FanDuel last week, bro." You did. You're so fucking close. I was watching it with my buddy. My buddy needed the Bills to win by 3 and for them to get the over. And literally, we watched that happen with that last second drive of the game and the Bills getting that last second field goal. He just hit it before we started eating dinner. And he was like, "Let's go." It was like the best start to our day. He won a bunch of money.
Good games. Yeah,
oh my God, yeah. And Israel's coming here too, bro. Thank you. This is just a chill before we start going in with the thrill. And everyone coming through is another staple of this show. So here's my ask as the humble host of the Good Countdown. Everyone in your life, you probably have a friend, a family member who likes to watch football, but they're probably never watching the Countdown show. And if they do, it's on in the background. Well, why don't you just pull up YouTube instead and help the homie out, help your homies out, and let's grow this brand together. So be a friend, tell a friend, and let's start growing this shit more and more. Hit the like button if you're here. We got things to do. We got people to see, and we're only gonna keep doing this. So why not share it to more people?
We always got ideas popping. Like I'm always thinking of something, and I'm gonna start doing stuff. On my second channel, kind of connected to the sports stuff. So we're gonna grow this together, y'all. And we get to like playoffs time. I just have a feeling we're gonna have a lot of different things going.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. A lot of different things going. And just like right now, there is actually still a lot of different things going. There's somehow was 3 games earlier this week, and there's still a bunch of games today. Now, I wouldn't say that there's a bunch of games to look forward to because I think there's going to be some easy picks here today. But I also think that there's going to be some games that are going to be like off the hinges crazy. And we'll find out. We'll find out as the day goes on. I have some written down here that I did extra research on because I was like, I really don't know how the game is going to play out. I should see what's going on. And there's some surprising things on the horizon for one of Syl's teams today. We'll find out. But again, you know how this goes on a Good Countdown. We always got to go over how did last week go, man? And I haven't been posting the banners because I like to save it now for the stream, but I should post all my artwork, obviously. But fucking Syl beat me again, dude.
Oh, what?
If I had gone with the safe picks at the beginning of the day, I probably would have beat him because honestly, he picked the Jets to win, and I picked the Patriots, and he picked the Chargers to beat the Chiefs, and I picked the Chiefs. So I had some good games, but I also picked the upsets like 4 in a row to start the day. The Bears almost won; they fucking lost. And then somebody else who I don't remember, I think it was the Colts almost won. They almost beat the Eagles. And I picked them, so it was a close game. But you went 8-4. I went 7-5. You beat me by 1 fucking game.
That's rough.
Again, bro. Again, bro.
That's rough, man.
Shit, dude. So that's just how it goes, man. It's just how it goes. It's a par for the course for this season. That I think I'm gonna have whatever at this point. Whatever the Texans do is what my prediction is gonna do. They're 1-8-1, and so am I, dude. So fuck. And a tie is basically a loss at this point, if we're being real. So yeah, Syl goes on, keeps winning. He's 8-1-1. Let's see if he goes on and continues to win for the rest of the season. But we'll say this here now. as soon as the regular season is over, we're gonna start 0-0 again for the
That's
playoffs. So we can go. We have a different playoff record, and maybe I can be the a hidden gem like the Giants coming into the wild card game in like 2007 and end up knocking off the Patriots at the end. We'll see if that's my story.
We'll
I
see.
never thought that I was going to compare myself to that Giants team, but here we are. Here we are on the good countdown. Oh shit, bro. But yeah, today we start off with some. I think it's going to be a bad game, and I think it's going to be an easy win. It's the Texans on the road, 1-8-1, like I said, versus the Miami Dolphins, who are 7-3 and are starting to get back on the pedal again with Tua. And their defense is looking pretty decent too. But the Davis Mills, the quarterback for the Texans, it's been said that his tenure is close to an end, which sucks because he was last year. This is his second year in the system. You would think that he'd be playing better, but I don't think necessarily that it's all on him.
Right.
But I mean, if you're not an inspiration as a quarterback, if you're not motivating people, if you're not, if everyone has to tell you what to do all the time, it starts to get old. So I can see why they want to move on. But I'm not going to go in deep on most of these games today that I think are going to be easy. Like this one, I think the Dolphins win at home. What do you think, bro?
Yeah, I'm right there with you. But yeah, with Mills, like you're saying with the Texans, I didn't think he was that bad, to be quite honest. But we don't know what's going on in the locker room. Like, is he a real leader and all that? And I know people mentioned Lovie Smith. I still think Lovie Smith's a good coach, but I just think you do have to have a leader at quarterback. And I don't think Lovie Smith has ever had a quarterback that's been a leader. So it's kind of like this bad, luck of the draw for him. But yeah, they needed a change. Lovie Smith has to shake it up. He still answers to the higher ups. And that's all this is. They're like, oh, the season's over. So let's just see what else we got in the QB depth chart. We're going to draft a quarterback, and
right.
So yeah, that's just what that is. But yeah, the pick, Dolphins here. Dolphins.
He's like, if it wasn't obvious, let me just state this for the record. Yeah, bro. I think that's exactly what I think. At this point in the Texans seasons, they're at like the R&D point. They're just gonna see what they got on the depth chart and just switch things up and see what works and see what doesn't. I don't think they're gonna be like game records as far as like for a game like today. Like, oh, they might have a chance today. No, they don't. Have one fucking win on the season. And I don't even know how they got that at this point. That was like the fluky part of the beginning of the season.
The Raiders they beat.
Yeah. Exactly. So what does that even mean? Nothing. It means nothing. But that's an easy pick for today. And I don't know if anybody else in the chat wanted to pick that one, but we figure you guys all going Dolphins. And shout out to, I think it's Real Talk, who's the Dolphins fan. Whenever you're watching this, homie, they're doing good. They're looking good. But that AFC East, man, going to be tricky. It's going to be a little tricky to see how that plays out. The next game is one that I'm actually excited for. And it's between two good teams. But I think it's going to be sort of a one-sided outing. And that is the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Tennessee Titans. Cincy comes in at 6-4, having just won barely versus Steelers. Let me, say that, barely. The Steelers aren't looking great this season, and they barely. But that is a division matchup, so that's probably why it was close. And they're coming against the Titans, who are 7-3, and the Titans have won 7 of their last 8 games. So they've been rolling, man. They've been rolling, and they haven't had Ryan Tannehill for that whole time. He's been back for 2 games now after coming off that injury, and he's had 2 games of 255 yards plus and 127 QBR, which is quarterback rating, which is fucking phenomenal. That's crazy. I mean, it's just 2 games, mind you. And last week it was against the Packers, who also, what are they this season? Not great. But I think, that has to be said, right? You don't think, oh yeah, the Titans have been winning, and you think that, well, how have they been the last couple of weeks? Oh, they've been winning because of Ryan Tannehill and not because of Derrick Henry. With that being said, though, Derrick Henry He's averaging like over 100 yards per game, I believe, this season, which is
Yeah.
fucking crazy. Which is
Derrick Henry.
yeah. Yeah, 101 yards per game. First in the NFL, Derrick Henry. They're the Cincinnati two tight ends. One of them is Henderson. They're going to be sort of a problem for the O-line, and their statistics dipped when they had other quarterbacks. And now with Ryan Tannehill back, their offensive line statistics have gone back up. That means he's a good quarterback, right? If your O-line always looks better if the QB can make fast decisions and get rid of the ball. Then the less time he's holding on to it, the less opportunity the defense has to get to him. So that means he's actually playing really well. Dude, he got hurt. He came back with a vengeance. He's playing great. On the other side of the ball, you got a defensive front that's going to be really tested by Ryan Tannehill coming back. They're going to be pounded by Derrick Henry, and then they're going to be passed on by Ryan Tannehill, which I never thought I would see the Titans as a real like two-facet game. But dude, they have AJ Brown. Like they have good fucking wide receivers over there that we don't really talk about that. Oh wait, they don't have AJ Brown anymore. I forget. Same number, but I forget what his name is. My bad. But they still have good wideouts over there. They're playing in the NFL. They're good wideouts. They're professionals. I think it's gonna be on Burrow's back. Like last week, Burrow had a great game. I think it was like 355 yards, 4 touchdowns, but also 2 interceptions. So he's prone to giving the ball up, and you can't do that against a Michael Vrabel coach team. And that's why I think even though they both have good records and they've both been playing really good, I think the Bengals are going to get really shut down today, and the Titans are going to get them back for that AFC loss last season in the playoffs, where the Bengals went and won on the road. I think it's revenge game, and I think the Titans go up big today at home in Tennessee. What do you got for this game after all that analysis?
Well, it's interesting. The Bengals, I think this is a team that I think just like last year, they'll probably start heating up actually the back end of the season. Titans, I always feel like the Titans, they're just good enough. Like they're going to make the playoffs every year with this structure. They're going to play just good enough to be in every game, but not quite championship level to me. If it was like just any given week where both teams are healthy, I would have picked the Bengals, but the Bengals are banged up coming in. Jamar Chase, questionable. Mixon out, concussion protocol. I'm leaning towards the Titans at home here. I do believe that if they met in the playoffs, I think the Bengals will beat them. But today, I'm going with the Titans.
He's like, but today is not the playoffs. It is a regular season. Yeah, not having Jamar Chase being questionable, probably not coming back 100%, not having your running back, not being able to have that dual threat offense. I don't think they're putting up a lot of points today. And I think, like you said, Titans get that win, and that's gonna be. I hope it's still a good game. I still hope it's like a flashy game, being that both offenses has looked good this past couple of weeks. I hope it's not like a defensive-led game.
They're saying Chase is cleared to play.
Nice.
Still that running game, I'm still going to be worried about that too. But I'm going to stick with the Titans on that one.
Right. Yeah. I just hope it's a good game, and I hope we win. The next game, another shitty game, but this actually might be entertaining to watch. And that is the 3-7 Denver Broncos traveling to Carolina to face another 3-win team, the 3-8 Carolina Panthers. On my sheet, I have this written down as the toilet bowl today because it is going to be sloppy. It's going to be not a good game. I'll go on my little analysis, but I'll let you go first. What do you think is going to happen? Do we think Russ is going to play good, or do you think Sam Darnold with his first start of the season is going to surprise us all?
So this is a terrible game, right? With that being said, I think the Panthers in turmoil, the Broncos are in turmoil as well. So it comes down to the quarterbacks, right? We know Russell Wilson, he's washed. I mean, I'm sorry, he just is. Sam Darnold, but he hasn't played like 2 years. I'm gonna go watch Russell Wilson for the Broncos for the win on the road. It's gonna be a terrible game though. It'll probably be like 6-3 or something like that.
6. You're right. And it'll be a touchdown with a missed point after attempt. That won't be 2 field goals. That's 6 points. My bad. It was spit take. Almost spit. Yeah, right. That's how bad this shit's gonna be. Denver got beat in overtime last week on a walk-off touchdown by the Raiders. Carolina, though, comes in only 2 wins out of first place in that division. Broncos last Sunday, they are actually the worst scoring team this season in the NFL, the Broncos. And Carolina is the 25th. So you're not too far off with your – yeah, it's probably going to be 6-3. It's probably not going to be a great scoring game. Or, on the other hand of that, because the defenses aren't so great, it might be high scoring, or we see the defenses get a turnover and then run it back and like get a touchdown or something like that, or some safeties. It's not great. Even with Sam Darnold coming in, you're like, maybe it does something. He was 4-7 last year until he got replaced. And last week,
watch Cam Newton.
Everyone thought if he got under the Adam Gase umbrella that he was going to be good, and bro, they paid him too much before he did anything, and that's a big problem with NFL teams in general, dude. Like, stop paying the players before they fucking prove themselves on the field. I hate that shit. You give someone too much money, they get comfy, and they stop working as hard. Last week, the offense for the Carolina Panthers only had 205 yards. They allowed 4 sacks. They lost a fumble, and they had 2 interceptions. That is terrible. And if you're wondering, if you're listening to this, you're like, well, 205 yards, that's a lot of yards. For a good, like, balance for a regular offense, I guess, you want to get like 400 yards every week, total offense. That way, you had a good week. You're able to move the ball down the field. And whether that's like 250 passing yards and then 150 rushing yards or half and half, whatever it is, like, that's what you want. So if you only get half of that, it's not good. It's not good for your offense. But who do you pick this game? Sam Darnold coming back at home, or the Broncos, who've actually they showed some fight last week, I guess. They made it interesting, and they made it to overtime. So for that reason only, I'm going to give them the win on the road. And I think Carolina falls to 3-9 with Sam Darnold. And there's going to be a lot of Sam Darnold just looking confused on the sideline today, bro. He's going to be – I think he's going to be like, shit. I'm retiring after this season, bro. I don't think it's going to be good. But, yeah, the Batman says, up in the air for me, Panthers, Broncos. I don't know. It's like, yeah. I refuse to watch this game. No picks, bro. It's gonna be on Red Zone at one point or another. It's gonna happen for sure, dude. Maybe if there's a good play, I feel like there's gonna be maybe Jones sack for Broncos. We'll see, dude. I don't know how it's gonna be. I have to pick the Broncos though for that. It's the toilet bowl for a reason today. But moving on, bro. This next game, I'm going to let you go first again because this is another interesting game for me today. And that is the Chicago Bears, who are 3-8, coming in.
Oh, man.
And they're facing the Jets at MetLife, who are 6-4 and very much alive in their playoff race. Who do you think wins today in New Jersey at MetLife?
Well. Chicago Bears. So, we only got one of the hottest offenses coming to play, these last, almost month and a half. We were making moves, though we made our defense worse, but we made our offense better. So, yeah, okay. Now, going into this game, I was like, the Jets are in turmoil as well. Their quarterback not taking responsibility. He's throwing the ball to like the bleachers and everything, right? So I'm like, this team is ripe to get got. And then we realized they have a good coach. And the Jets, they're benching Zach Wilson. So you got the Jets, who has all-world defense. They got Sauce. I really feel he's gonna sauce my boy Justin Fields. We're gonna get bared down. And Fields may not play either. It don't matter. Even if Fields were playing, it's questionable right now. But I don't know what's the final word on that.
I think he just
Either
got
way,
ruled out. Yeah.
Either way, they were going to lose this game. So much love to the Bears. Like I said, they're getting sauced. And now the Jets may have a little extra mojo at quarterback. The Jets trying to win that division. With much power to them. I still think it's going to go to the Dolphins, but I'm still going to rep my boys. Let's see what we got as a backup. But yeah, we getting sauced, man, today. we getting sauced.
Oh man! Times. If only Justin Fields is healthy to play this game, it would be interesting at least to see how the Jets defense reacted against. Because he's a one of a kind player, I think. After watching him this season, just because of your fandom and like paying more attention to him, I think he's a one of a kind talent. It just matters whether or not he can be disciplined enough off the field to keep himself healthy and to keep gaining intelligence and being a better player. Because I think he has more to do, like more to be. I don't think he's at the cap of his potential yet. But with all that said, yeah, I think he's been ruled out for the day. It was a game time decision where half an hour before game time, he's ruled out. Who's this backup? Trevor Siemian, who's been a backup QB for over 6 seasons in the NFL. He's played with multiple teams. However, you also have Kyler Gordon, Yaquan Brisker, Sterling Weatherford for the Bears, all ruled out, all in concussion protocol. The Jets D is great versus pass. They don't blitz a lot. I don't think they're going to need to against Trevor Siemian. The O-line for the Bears has been bad all season. The only reason they've been good is because Justin Fields can run and get out. Jets are always good at home too. Jets win. Easy pick. More growing pains for the Bears. Yeah, hopefully they learn that you can't trade away your entire defense at the beginning part of the season to try and be a contender. I think that when they did that move, dude, I think they were like, yep, this is our season is over. The Packers being so bad, I think they have a chance. I think they could have had a chance. But that's just how that one goes. And you never know what Mike White might do this season, dude. He's got mojo. He's a perfect quarterback for the NFL in New York. We'll see. We'll see if he throws fucking 4 interceptions or if he throws 6 touchdowns. Which Mike White is it going to be today? And that would be an interesting game to see if Trevor Siemian can do anything today. Moving on, we got the Atlanta Falcons, 5-6, and their opponent today has a mirror version of their record. That is the Washington Commanders, who are 6-5 and coming off one of the biggest wins of the season. They beat Philadelphia Eagles at home, and they got to ride back on the plane and party the whole fucking time. Taylor Heineke is a beast. Did one of the fucking funniest moves of all time by kneeling and doing all that nonsense. I believe that was last week. I could be wrong. I thought that was last week. I'm still living off the hype of that game. It was a great game, and they're playing great. The only thing is the Falcons need to do something in order to remain relevant in this playoff race. If they win today and the Bucs win today, they'll be tied for the division. They're only one game out, man, and they have a good team. It just depends on can you count on Marcus Mariota to win you a game on the road? Do you really trust that defense against the Commanders? I think people really underestimate the defensive line for the Commanders. I think they're really good. I think they cause a problem. That's why they were able to beat the Eagles, man. They had fucking Jalen Hurts all over the place, and not to mention they have a good secondary as well. Like, all you need is the line to get to the quarterback and fuck him up enough to where it gives the cornerbacks, the defensive backs, time to adjust to whatever moves the wideouts have made. And also, Washington's got a good offense as well. It's not like super flashy, but Taylor Heineke makes smart plays. They go off their running game, obviously. And Ron Rivera is a great coach. I think they win at home today. I think the Falcons fall to 5-7. I think the Commanders keep their hopes up for their division because, believe it or not, the NFC East is one of the most competitive divisions this year in the NFL, and it's not because they're all losing; it's because they're all winning. But yeah, I think Taylor Heineke gets that win today. I think he throws a couple zins in after the game, and he rides on home. He is one of my favorite players to watch, Taylor Heineke. What do you think he is going to do today versus the Falcons at home in Washington?
So this is an interesting matchup, right? Falcons, they've been a surprise. When we was, grading the teams, they were in that S for surprise all year because they were hovering around 500, right? The Atlanta Falcons have been a solid team. They have been better at home, obviously, that lemon pepper, that lemon pepper don't travel,
right.
From ATL. So, but they've been solid. A running game, Cordell Patterson's back, so they're going to score. Commanders, man, low-key have been probably one of the hottest teams right now. Like you mentioned, the Titans won 7 out of 8 or whatever, and you got the Commanders, man, landing the punch of the year. Beating the undefeated Eagles and kind of took some of their mojo too. The Eagles was wobbling against the Colts.
Oh yeah,
that's what the Commanders did. Heineke has had playoff success. I don't say success. He's played good in the playoffs, so I'm very surprised they kept trying to replace Heineke. That's just a side note,
dude.
You know what I mean? So, but now just this game here, I think when you have a big win like that, beating the undefeated Eagles, you can go one of two ways, right? Like you could either be too high,
right,
on yourself and get taken out, or you be like, yo, this is how we're going to win, right? So that goes to coaching. Ron Rivera. He's been a solid coach, I think, his whole coaching career. He has a solid quarterback, a feisty quarterback, Heineke, has that chip on his shoulder every game. Going with the Commanders at home, man, I think they're going to carry that mojo. They got some vets on that team. They got a good defensive line. I'm drinking the Commanders Kool-Aid, man. I'm going with it.
Yeah, dude, I like it. Honestly, like I don't like the Commanders as a franchise because of their owner and all that, but I love me some Taylor Heineke, bro. I love me some Taylor Heineke. And with that, we got some more homies coming through. What up, Mr. J? What up? Everyone pay your respects to Mr. J right now, okay? He's one of the funniest members in Syl Nation. He's got some of the funniest fucking memes that he drops for us, and he's always just been a stalwart and someone that we can count on to be real and to be a critical thinker and not jump to crazy conclusions, not to act out, not to do stupid shit. So that's why we love Mr. J. Not fitting for the name, you think he'd be a part of more chaos, but he likes to see the world burn. Trust me. That's the homie. So thank you for coming through, bro. And of course, Taladia. Dude, tell us all how to say your name, please, because I always get that wrong. I feel like Taladia. It's like a drink, bro. I feel like that's like a island drink I would have. Have some Taladia, please. But what's up, homie? Thank you for coming through. Thank you for supporting. We got more games in this 1 p.m. slate, and you see me wearing my jersey. I don't have to go in deep about this, but the Buccaneers 5-5 at 500 again. Finally, going up to Cleveland into the cold against the 3-7 Cleveland Browns. Now, just 2 notes about this game. Leonard Fournette is out with a hip injury, but that gives Rachaad White, our rookie running back who went off last week, had over 100 yards, went off the week before that, had over 100 yards or just under 100 yards. He plays great in the passing. He's great at blocking, and we needed a running back to fucking not run into the back of our linemen every fucking down, and he can do that. He is starting today. I think that's one thing to watch for the Buccaneers, but also watch the defensive ends on the Browns trying to get to Tom Brady, Myles Garrett, and Jadeveon Clowney, because whenever you can sack the GOAT, it's just something else to put on your mantle, a nice picture or something, a little memento, and that's all they're going to have today because I think the Buccaneers get that win on the road versus the Browns. what do you have today for that game?
Hey, I think the GOAT, we're in the second half of the season, right? It's time for the GOAT to get this unit together. I think they had to go to Germany to kind of start acting right, or was that them, or was somebody else? But anyway, the point. I think the Bucks will start rounding into shape, and and the Browns, again, I think they're going to be in flux until Deshaun Watson actually plays, and I still think it's going to be some weird energy. There's some bad juju with this organization. They're a laughing stock of an organization. You never should guarantee that much money to someone in question like that. It's a lot of bad decisions.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're going with the GOAT for this one. The Browns is too much bad energy.
Yeah, the football gods don't smile kindly on those type of things. And Mr. J's putting his Raiders pick in early. We're almost there, bro. Stick around. We got one more game before the Raiders come up, and this is Money James putting in his slip for this game. White TD, Bucks, Brady 150 passing. I think you should get that, bro. I think you should get that easy. Knock on wood though, because you never know what happens. Any given Sunday. That's why the NFL is so exciting, because we make all these predictions. We're like, yeah, this is what I think is going to happen. I did my research. This is what's happened the last couple of weeks. When they face this type of quarterback, this happens. And then the game starts, and all of a sudden it's like 14-zip the fucking other way that you thought it was going to go. And everything that you thought was going to be good is shit, and everything you thought was going to be shit is good. That's just how the NFL goes, but they're all professionals, right? No one wants to put in bad game tape, so they're all the players are going to play no matter how successful the coaches set them up. And this next game, though, is one of those games where it should go how we think it should go, and that is easily, one of the things that travels on the road is great quarterback play. For me, a former MVP and somebody who's still waiting for that fucking contract. The Baltimore Ravens, who are 7-3, travel down to Jacksonville against the Jaguars, who are 3-7. Trevor, what's his last name
Lawrence.
now? Trevor Lawrence, bro, you're so irrelevant at this point. I don't even know your last name. You are not Lamar Jackson. I think Lamar, the Ravens, they come to play today. They don't fuck around. I think the Jaguars try to put on good game tape, being what I just said. But they're just not good enough. They're just not professional enough. Honestly, I think that team has been subpar for many years, and the NFL has to do something about it. Because if not, they're just going to be the Southern version of the Detroit Lions. And you don't want that. You don't want another version of the Detroit Lions. Who do you got for this game? I know you love Lamar. So I think that's going to favor your pick a little bit today for the Duval game today. Who you got?
Yeah. Well, Lamar. I favor the Ravens team, over the Jaguars.
That's fair.
But no, definitely the Ravens. They need one of them pick me up wins. Now their offensive line is kind of, or at least a key part of their offensive line is kind of banged up a little bit. They've always had problems with defense here and there, but they've been shoring that up lately too. It's the offense that's been kind of worrisome. I'm like, come on, Lamar, like no one's even talking about him for MVP because the offense has been stagnant for a couple weeks. So
yeah,
but they right there with their record. But yeah, this is a get right game, but I'm just not sure if it's gonna be like a full blowout. I think they've been playing down to the competition, so this is gonna be like probably a nip and tuck type thing. Then Lamar, runs it in at the end, or homie kicks a field goal to win it or something.
Word, yeah, Justin Tucker, the greatest
kicker ever. Yeah. So I think it's gonna come down to probably him kicking a couple field goals to win it, and probably not impressive. Now that means that the Ravens gonna drop 40, right? Because I'm saying it's not gonna be impressive. But I'm just not feeling like they're gonna be explosive. But Ravens for the win.
No, I hear you with that completely. Like, that's obviously, you go by the track record, you go by what's been going on, you go the eye test, right? What do you see? And that's exactly what you just said, man. They've been stagnant. They don't look inspired on offense. They just look like they're trying to do what they did at the beginning of the season rather than taking what's there in that game. They're trying to like copy their old shit in a way. You can't recreate. You just have to create again. That's the difference. And Necron says, give Lamar his bag. I agree, bro. And maybe if that was the case, maybe things would be more consistent. I'm not sure. Maybe like he's basically doing a little petty protest. I don't know. I don't see him as that type of person, being that he's an MVP and he has won and knows how to win in the NFL. But I don't know. It could be all part of the money game, but we'll see. I think that's a good prediction, right? Could be nip tuck, and then of course, pun intended, you didn't even realize Justin Tucker coming with that last minute field goal, probably like a 62-yarder or some shit crazy like that, right down the fucking middle. There's no wind. Oh, there's a little bit of wind today in Florida, but I don't think it's going to be a lot. Nothing that'll get him. And what he said, Ravens, Duvernay, TD, or Andrews. Okay. And then
see that.
ETN with 60 rush yards. Yeah, it's a very doable, very sensible parlays by you, my friend.
Money James.
That's probably why he wins so much. Yeah. Everyone should just start betting his things. But don't blame him if the bets go wrong, because he's making very sensible bets, and he can't play for the players, right? So whatever goes on and that goes on. Today we have layover games, right? Oh my God, there's two games that are so bad. We have two layover games today. Two fucking layover games today. And let's not even unlike a layover, let's not take long on these. I think got Raiders 3-7, just had an overtime win, barely beat the Broncos, who are terrible. They're coming against the Seahawks, who just lost in Munich versus the Buccaneers. I also think the schedule makers in the NFL did the Seahawks dirty, making them go a 9-hour time difference to fucking Germany to play the Buccaneers, while the Buccaneers only had a 6-hour time difference. That's neither here nor there. Seahawks back at fucking home, 6-4, coming off a close loss to a great team. I think they go back to their winning ways. I think Geno Smith goes back to his great passing ways. And they make the Raiders look like the fool that they are, and we might see another reappearance of Crying Carr at the end of this game. Crying Derek Carr. What do you think is going to happen today up in Seattle, up in Mikey Sutton's territories?
Right, Seattle. So, it's Raiders, Seattle. You gotta kind of go by the trends here. Now, the Raiders, nice little bounce back. Actually, for a couple weeks, they just finally won a game, though, last week. Seattle is is this real? Right, that's been a question. Every other week, right? It's
a good question.
For real? Now, are we going to judge Seahawks again? I think was that in Germany they played the Bucks?
Yeah, yeah.
Kind of lost a little late mojo out there. Out there outside the borders there. So, but it was the GOAT as well too. But I think. You're back at home. I think someone said in the chat the 12s. I think that's going to help them with this. I think Seattle, they play the same way every game. It just Geno does have to hit a couple throws every game to kind of keep drives going, and I think they kind of gut out wins. So can he do that against the Raiders? I feel yes. He could do this against his Raiders team. This could end up being a shootout. I'm just going to throw it out there early, but okay. I think the 12s bring it home. Seattle,
bro. Yeah. We got to start picking different on some of these games. I mean, we did already, but we might have identical records at the end of the today. Maybe this is the one, the next 4 o'clock layover game. Chargers 5-5, going over across to Arizona to face the Cardinals, who are 4-7. Chargers just barely lost to the Chiefs, who I think are the best team in the AFC. I think that fight that they showed in that game, the way that they played in that game, is going to carry over to this one, especially on the road. And I think the Chargers are going to surprise the Cardinals. It might be another double XP weekend for Call of Duty. So Kyler Murray isn't even playing, I don't think. I think it's still Colt McCoy. I could be wrong.
He had full practice all week. Kyler Murray, he should be
playing. Kyler Murray's back. Let's go. They did better with Colt McCoy, in my opinion. I think that just goes to show the professionalism level as Kyler Murray. I think we're still, there's something to be desired there. So I think Justin Herbert, McRib, gets that he gets that meal to go, and he gets to win this weekend. What do you think happens in Arizona today, man?
Yeah, so the Chargers is a funny team for since Herbert came into the league, which is what, just 2 years now, 3 years now.
Yep.
Everyone gets so high when they play the Chiefs. They're like, oh man, Herbert, he's that next dude. But they keep losing when they play the Chiefs. You know what I mean? So it's like,
Right.
it's hard to take that. And then you look at them as a team, they've pretty much been a 500 team his entire career, right? So it's hard to judge them just because they get up to play the Chiefs. Let's look at how you play everyone else. And they've been average team.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a fan of Herbert. McRib, he's been gutting it out. I think, again, like I said last week, his ribs, they're getting less tender actually now. So he's not as, not as much barbecue sauce on the ribs there anymore. Kyler Murray's back. I think they're at home. I've been watching them on Hard Knocks. They don't hate him as much as I thought they did. I thought the team just really hated Kyler Murray, but I think it's just more of it's something with the coaching.
Yeah.
Long story short, at home, Kyler Murray's back. I think he's going to get out there and start running in circles and actually making plays. I'm actually leaning towards that because the Chargers, Mike Williams is out again. So that's another top target for Herbert. The Cardinals, you got I think D-Hop's good to go. AJ Green's still playing. So I think they're going to put up enough points and actually steal one at home somehow. I'm going with the Cardinals.
Right. So how are you stealing one at home, bro? That's just the Cardinals this season. That's just the Cardinals this season. But yes, we finally picked a different game. It might come down to 4:00 today. We'll see. Moving on, though, the actual what the NFL thinks might be a better game is that 4:25 game. That is the New Orleans Saints, who are 4-7, just second to last in their division, which is the NFC South. Yikes. They're coming to San Francisco playing the 49ers, Israel's team. I think the 6-4 49ers are just getting on a roll. They're just in Mexico City. Fucking Jimmy Garoppolo is throwing shit to the fans out there. We got CMC, Christian McCaffrey, being a dog. He loves being a 49er. I think that's rubbed off on Jimmy Garoppolo. I think with Trey Lance out of there, it's Jimmy's team. I think they're gelling. I think George Kittle gets a couple touchdowns today, and I think the 49ers take that commanding victory today at home. What do you think happens in that 4:25 game today, bro?
Well, I'm a fan of the 49ers team, right? Like, I just love how this team is put together. Like, that's just a team I always kind of watch on the side. Like, man, like, I love just the physical nature of that team. Then you add, top 3 running back, CMC. Jimmy does, again, just enough. And got Debo. So it's like, man, like, I just love, the coaching's good with the 49ers. So this should be a routine win for them at home. Bay Area, we're going with the 49ers.
Yeah, dude, it's that routine win, man. Every time we say that, though, something always happens. So keep your eyes out on that 4:25 game, and there actually is another 4:25 game. So my apologies, all you Rams and Chiefs fans. Chiefs are back at home. Rams are 3-7. Chiefs are 8-2. This is easy, right? This ain't gonna be what everyone thinks it is. It's not going to be a preview for the Super Bowl. No. The Rams are terrible this season. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Matthew Stafford is out. He's hurt. Rams are going to lose. Chiefs win at home today. What do you think about that game?
Yeah. Let's not even talk about Chiefs for the win.
Okay, word. The other games today, where's our homie Bat Dan at? We got the Packers 4-7. Just losing terribly this year, going against the Eagles, who are 9-1, almost lost against the Colts, but the Packers are not the Colts. I think the Packers lose again. I think the Eagles win again at home, but it might be closer than we think, just because Aaron Rodgers is fighting for dear life to keep his team into relevancy. Who do you think wins today in Philadelphia? Wins tonight, I should say.
Anytime Aaron Rodgers loses, the Bears win somehow. So both teams are going to lose today. but I'm still gonna get a win. So I kind of get a tie for the day
Okay.
because the Packers can lose. It's so funny seeing Aaron Rodgers. The team is struggling so bad, right? And they keep putting them in every primetime game possible.
I know, right? It's like,
This
all
is
right, let's go.
wonderful. I'm tuning in anytime the Packers play. I'm tuned in because I want to see Aaron Rodgers suffer. So go Eagles, go. Well, fly Eagles, fly. I think.
Yo, that's fair enough, dude. That's, you got close, man. That's all people can ask for. People who are in Philly, and yeah, man, I think their defense is going to be looking better too with Ndamukong Suh there, and getting a couple weeks under his belt, getting back to game time speed. I think he's going to be in Aaron Rodgers' face all night, and they're going to take a massive L, fall to 4-8 on the season, and finally give up on their playoff hopes. But that's just me. Tomorrow night, we have an interesting game versus two kind of losers this year, but in my opinion, two very different teams, and that's the Pittsburgh Steelers, who are 3-7, going on the road again to see the Colts at home and the house that Peyton built with the contractor that Peyton used as the head coach. Jeff Saturday has third game as head coach for the Colts. Who do you think wins today or tomorrow night? I'm sorry, in Indianapolis.
Yeah, like on paper, this is a terrible game, right?
Right.
It should be terrible. I look, with the Colts, we know the story with the Colts. You got Jeff Saturday, like off the street coaching. And the Steelers, they haven't been the best, but they're, they putting in Kenny pick six, getting him some time, getting him some reps. So I always said all year, Mike Tomlin, he's not going to just go down and just, have 10, 11, 12 losses in the season. I just don't see Tomlin doing that. So these are games that Tomlin will win when he's playing terrible, average or less than average or terrible teams. I'm seeing the Steelers prime time. Tomlin's going to have his team ready. And I think they're going to I think TJ Watt is questionable. I think he's already back, but he practiced all week. Yeah, I'm going with the Steelers. Kenny pick six will not throw a pick six, and and they'll get a win.
Upset. That's an upset special for me because I think the Colts are going to win at home tomorrow night. And they almost beat the Eagles, man. They almost beat the Eagles. And Matt Ryan is not going to lose the Kenny pick six. I think the Colts get that win tomorrow night on the road. And I have to have this comment up here because, Aaron Rodgers probably is a James Gunn fan, homie. You're probably right, Necron. I love it. And Israel says he's from Texas, but he's been a Niners fan your whole life. Yeah, you probably grew up seeing Joey Montana or Steve Young at quarterback. They're a great franchise, man. And I like when great franchises in the NFL, historically great franchises, play great. That's kind of why I like seeing the Steelers do so bad kind of sucks to see. Because I would love to see them do great. But, yeah, I still think they take the L tomorrow on the road. I think the Colts are too good, especially at home. They have, like, another extra, like, battery pack ready to go. When someone hits that anvil up in the stands, they get fired up over in Indianapolis. But with that said, man, that is another full slate of Sunday games picked in the books for us. So now it's on the Café Zone, man. It's on to see how we did and if we're close on any of our predictions. I think a lot of them were right spot on. I think some of them we might be have some freezing cold takes. And with that being said, see that link right there? If you're not on Twitch, get to Twitch. Make sure you're subbed to Syl. If you have Amazon and you didn't know, if you have Amazon, you have a free sub on Twitch that you can use. But you have to make sure you redo it every month. So check up on your Amazon Prime sub. Make sure you're re-up to the homie and come chill with us in like 10 to 15 minutes. Yeah, we usually take a break because we usually run it right to 1 o'clock. As usual, that's just us. Always running late, but that's just how we do it, man. We're never late, actually. We're always on time and always on point. So just get that correct. You know what I'm saying? But this is another edition of the Good Countdown, man. We can't thank anybody everybody enough for showing up. Like I would be chill if there was just one person in the chat but being that there's multiple people here supporting, having a convo, like this is like community that I love. And everyone's here today. All the great people, including Necron, Integrity, our stalwart, our inevitable integrity. The Batman is here. Freaking Israel's here. And we have Money James here, of course. Saladia came in, doesn't even know anything about football, came in, Mr. J. So we love that. We love that. We love the community. We love Syl Nation. And that's why we do this every single weekend. So make sure you sub to me so you can come back. Freezing Cold Takes is on Wednesday nights. We roast whoever needs to get it. It's not just sports takes. Sometimes it's retired sports people. They'll get it. They'll get it if they need to, bro.
Is it retirement if you didn't play? I don't know. Okay.
You got to get in the game to be a part of the game, bro.
You ain't get no pension. You ain't get no pension.
You're not a legend, bro. You need to play one snap in a regular season game to be an NFL legend, and you ain't even a legend, bro. Oh, yikes. And S-Dot, what's good, homie? 49ers take that win today, S-Dot. I think you already know that. But yeah, if you guys are just filing in here, make sure you come over to Twitch in like 10, 15 minutes, and you see us then. And I knew that. I knew I was right with Israel. The Steve Young, Jerry Rice. Yeah, we love that. So, again, thank you, everybody, for coming through. Probably is a hand down, man down tomorrow night.
Yeah, we're going to try to get that going. Yeah, Monday nights. So just kind of check, around like 9. It depends on how the Monday night game goes. So it's a terrible Monday night game. So I should be about 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Right. The NFL is probably not going to be entertaining, so he'll be watching the NBA.
That's like the NBA red zone, basically, if people don't know. So it's going to be jumping through all the games, all the hype. So it's going to be really cool on Twitch.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just if you're not doing anything on Monday night, come chill with the homies. That's what I always say. And then you got Scoop Center Tuesdays. Then Freezing Cold Takes on Wednesday. Then we got Coffee Talk on Thursday. We got Unfiltered Fridays on Friday. Syl Nation Saturdays, and back here again for the good countdown and Café Zone. And that's what's up next. And we'll see you all over there. Any parting words for the fam, Syl?
I'll see what Marcus said there. Homie, make the Madden practice squad at least.
Bro,
like I said, Syl Nation. I'm talking about the whole network of Syl Nation, Cool Table, everyone. We're disruptors of any media we choose. And it's gonna be a very exciting week for the Mikeyverse. So y'all stay tuned on all these networks. I'm telling you.
We're just getting started, y'all. We'll see y'all over on Syl's Twitch, and we'll see y'all on Wednesday for Freezing Cold Takes. Have a blessed day and enjoy some football with us, man. Let's get it now.